So to maximize your experience using the scheduler, there's a couple settings that you can customize for yourself or your staff based on your staff access permissions. So setting your scheduler preferences on the staff portal, you can change your default event time frame, turn conflict checking on and off. You can turn color coding on and off if you don't want to see the color coding of the calendar. And that's where you can also manage your favorite views and set your scheduling availability. So I just clicked here on this to open up my purple bar over here. This will be similar to what you're familiar seeing in the remote desktop. And click on my schedule, and that's how you're going to jump right into your schedule. To set those preferences, you'll click here on the button that looks like it's filtering. And you can toggle through these settings here at the top. You can change if you're typically scheduling a 15-minute appointment or a 30-minute appointment, you can change your default event duration just by changing the drop-down. And then this is where you'll save favorite views, which we'll cover here momentarily, and set your scheduling availability. Within the remote desktop, there are additional settings to your schedule preferences that you can set, such as your working hours, which this provider, you can see their working hours are from 8 to 5 for this particular day. You can set your time slot increment, which for here it is 30 minutes. Who has access to your events and to schedule on your behalf? And on the flip side, whose schedule you have permission to add events to. So those are all handled in the remote desktop right now, but there are some future enhancements to the staff profile access to the portal coming. After you set your preferences, you can add your availability, and you'll see by going back to preferences and set scheduling availability, this is where you can communicate to your team when you're available to schedule for an event, what type of events you're available for. If you're working in multiple locations, you can establish that in your calendar view as well to let your team know if they are scheduling for you that you're available in this location or that location. So to work through your availability, this is the form that you'll fill out. You can see that I already have some set availability down here, but it looks like it has expired based on the end dates, with the exception of this one. But to add a new availability or unavailable, for instance, you want to block off your meal period, which you can see that this provider has their meal period blocked off every week or every day at 12. You'll start with your day of the week. You can set any day of the week or a specific day. We're going to do Thursday. If you work odd, even weeks, you can have your schedule alternating between the odd, even weeks. We're going to say all weeks here. And then we're going to set our available time from 8 to 10 a.m. And this is effective starting today through, we'll say, the end of the calendar year, just to show you. And then you'll want to add as many event types as you're available to scheduling for, or as few, as many or as few. So I will go in here and say that I'm available for these top 3 types of events. If you're available for anything during the duration that you've established, you can right click to select all, or you can go through and manually click which ones you're available for. You can also set your location if you're only working in one location. So I'm going to say that from 8 to 10 on Thursdays, I'm available at the James Street office for these types of events. And then you'll hit save. And then you'll see that availability pop right down here into this bottom row. So any new availability, it's going to pop in the right to the bottom of the list. So after you configure your availability, your staff will be able to see and help schedule on your calendar as needed. Once you have your availability established, then you can start looking at your calendar view and establish some favorite views. When you open the calendar, you can see it defaults to your one-day view. Over here on the top right corner, you can toggle between your work week, which I tell everybody, this is my, so let me just refresh my page. This is my favorite view, is the 5-day work week. I like seeing what I have on my agenda for the whole week all at once. You can look at your 7-day week. So if you guys are working like maybe on Saturdays and Sundays, it goes Monday to Sunday there, or you can look at your whole month to kind of see what you have going on then. You also, let's go back to our day view. You also have the ability here in the schedule resources to view, depending on permissions, other staff calendars. So if I wanted to look at Will's schedule, I can compare our schedules to coordinate a time that we're both available to schedule a meeting for. I can also schedule by patient. So if I needed to see when my patient is already scheduled, I can click on patient, select my patient, and then I can compare my schedule to their schedule. Sorry, I tried to. Okay. So, sorry, there's a reminder that John has something expiring. But, so I can compare my schedule. I obviously wouldn't want to schedule him this early because it looks like he's not typically available to be scheduled that early as a patient. You also can look at the schedule by location. So based on the rooms you have established in your room input off of your maintenance menu, you can search by the room. So if you're looking to make sure that the room is open and available, you can compare your schedule or another staff member's schedule to a location to make sure that both the space and provider are available at the same time. So that's just your general views. And like I said, there are ways to set up your favorite views. Those are also going to be in your preferences. So when you go back to your filter preferences here, you can create your favorite views. So if I click on save favorite views, I do have a couple saved already. I see that I have my Monday through Friday view already saved. And then I have another of my schedule compared to this, to Tom's office, to schedule in Tom's office when it's available. So let's create a new view with, we'll do Will. So I need to see my schedule with Will's schedule often. So I'm going to go ahead and view my one day with Will's one day and go to save favorite view. You can name it, and then you'll hit save. And you'll see it'll just add down here to your list of saved favorite views. And then once you establish your favorite views, you can come into your calendar and use this star, and it'll cycle through your favorite view. So you can see here, I've clicked it, and now I'm looking at my schedule with Tom's office. Looking at my 5-day view, and then my schedule again with Will. I guess his first name is Arnett. You also see there the control F11. You can use the key function to quickly cycle through your favorites, as well as clicking through the star logo. So going back to our 5-day view, I'm going to jump into next week, and we will look at setting or creating a scheduled event and then linking an appointment. Before I do jump into that next step of using the schedule, were there any questions on setting up your preferences before you start adding events and appointments?